Hello and welcome to this bonus episode of the Gazette's Hockey Inside Out show. I'm Stu Cowan of the Gazette, and I'm joined by former Canadiens defenseman, assistant coach, 1986 Stanley Cup champ, Rick Green, along with my longtime Gazette colleague and friend, Jack Todd. Rick, as a defenseman, let's go to you first in this one. Jayden Struebel's been playing some pretty good hockey since the Four Nations face-off break with Lane Hutson as his defense partner. What's impressed you the most about Struebel?
Well, you know, the kid's been given an opportunity to play and has grabbed a hold of his chance and shown really, really well that he's the real deal. And I really enjoy his willingness to compete. He's physical. He's nothing flashy, but he's steady. Doesn't make too many mistakes. And, you know, those two guys paired together seem to be clicking and understanding where each other are out there, and they're complementing each other and having a lot of success when they're on the ice. And I know when you have a guy like Hutson, who you know that he's on a mission to be up there in the offense, to be in the rush, and as another defensive defenseman, you position yourself to protect him and make sure that if something breaks down, that you're in a good defensive position. And he's doing a good job with that, and both of them are feeding off each other, and perfect timing for them to start hitting it off and doing well, and good to see.
Yeah, Struebel told me, I said, what's it like playing with Hutson? He said, well, basically, you work hard in the defensive zone, then you get him the puck and let him do his thing. Jack, what have you liked about Struebel?
Well, I think he's a really heady player. I think we noticed that even last year. He doesn't seem, to me anyway, Rick would notice more than I would, but he doesn't seem to make many mistakes. And he's physical and engaged, and he can keep up with Hutson to a point, which I think is pretty wonderful. I've always wondered, actually, watching Hutson, is I can see how tough it is on the defense, because you're chasing this guy around. You must want to take a stick and just whack him over the head. But it must be tough on his partner at times, too, because he's unpredictable as hell. And somehow you have to anticipate where he's going to end up and make allowances for it. And Struebel seems to do it well. So,
Did you ever play with someone like that, Rick, as a partner?
I was going to say one thing, you know, it's difficult or it's not. And you know, on the offensive side, he's going to be on the offensive side. So you just position yourself so you're a backup. And, you know, Peter Sabota, you know, I had him as a partner early on, and he was a guy that liked to take off and, you know, be part of it. And I knew that going into it, and it was perfect for me. So then I only had to go to the red line.
Well, Chris Chelios was a guy who also likes to take off. And I know he wasn't your favorite partner to play with, though, Rick.
Yeah, no, he, you know, everybody brings a little something different to the game, and you have to understand, especially as a defenseman, that you understand what you're going to get from these guys, and just make sure that you're backing them up and always positioning yourself in the event of a breakdown so that you can allow them to do their thing offensively, and you're there as a safety valve in the event that the puck gets turned over and you're in a good defensive position.
I know Marty St. Louis was asked about Struebel recently, and he said one of the things that Struebel needs to be careful not to do is get complacent. And he said sometimes a young player, you know, they get in, they get a spot, they're playing regular, they get a little complacent, and that's sort of what happened with Arber Xhekaj last season, maybe, when they sent him down to Laval. And it doesn't look like he's getting complacent now. The other thing, Jack, you were mentioning how he plays big. This kid, he's one of those guys, he looks bigger out of equipment than in equipment. I mean, He's ripped. He's built like an NFL defensive back. This kid is muscle on muscle, and he's tough too. And I think that plays a lot into the success that he's been able to have. And he's able to defend Hutson if needed, right? Get in there in a scrum and whatnot.
Yeah. To me, he's not huge, but you can see he's got some size, and he doesn't back down to anybody. He's got his face right in there. Doesn't matter who it is, how many of them there are. I think everybody talks about who's Hutson's partner going forward. I'm fine with him as it is. It's working really well.
Yeah, one of the reasons the Habs drafted him, Rick, is because he's an athlete, right? Played baseball, he went to the Little League World Series, played basketball, played a whole bunch of sports. When at the NHL draft combine, he was first in bench press. He was first in grip strength with both hands, which is incredible. That means if he's right-handed, his left-handed grip was stronger than guys with their left hand. Playing different sports. Did you play different sports as a kid, Rick, or were you only hockey, or was it?
No, not really. Just basically the hockey thing was what I wanted to do. But talking about Struble, if you notice his battling one-on-ones, he doesn't lose too many battles one-on-one. He's really committed to digging in and making sure that the opposition doesn't get the best of him, and he's strong. He doesn't get moved off the puck much. You don't see him get knocked down very often, and that's a huge asset for a guy back there that is able to stand up big and play the minutes and do a good job each and every night. So he's shown that he's able to play, and he's doing a great job.
Was there someone you played with or against, Rick, you remember that was surprisingly strong? A guy that didn't look that big in equipment, but was
not anybody that jumps out, as any one guy. I'll tell you one in Winnipeg, Thomas Steen. This guy, talk about strength on his skates and tough to move. He was one that was a difficult one to play against, but it was a little different game back then. But one thing hasn't changed in today's game is you still have to have the willingness to compete hard and win and play a physical game when you have to. And it's nice to see the guys there on the blue line that are able to compete and get involved and have some success doing it.
Yeah, Struble looks like a guy who could have played back in your day, Rick. He's got that toughness to him and fearless, and he's pretty good with the cross checks when he has to be also. And the depth the Canadians have on defense now, you got Reinbacher and Laval, you got Logan Mailloux. It's looking good for the Canadians moving forward with their defense core. Anyway, that's it for this Hockey Inside Out Show bonus episode. I hope you all enjoyed it out there. Please like and subscribe to the Hockey Inside Out YouTube channel. Go to MontrealGazette.com/newsletters to sign up for the Hockey Inside Out newsletter. And you can go to HockeyInsideOut.com where you will get all the latest Canadians news every day. And if you have a question you'd like us to answer on an upcoming bonus episode, please put it in the comment section below.